we want to look for, you know, how big, you know, you could do tomahawks here, but you'll end up losing, unless you do boneless short ribs, you'll end up losing all of the meat. So you could technically take all of this off from here, there,
okay,
scrape it all off, and you can get tomahawks if you want, or you can do the short ribs on the bone, which will probably cut like so. As actual short ribs, or you can do the long ones. It's totally up to you guys.
Well, you know, so the back end of this is, if you took that off, you'd have the tomahawk, and that's the short rib meat that we sell?
Yeah, the boneless short rib plates that we sell come off of the tomahawk harvesting.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, well, you guys tell me what you want, and
let's do...
Oh, chef, yeah.
I would say let's do maybe a couple single bone short ribs. So we could cut...
Sweet.
And then we'll take plate off.
Okay.
And then we'll do bone in
tomahawks or ribeyes?
Ribeyes.
Just bone in ribeyes.
Okay. Bone in ribeyes.
So we don't want any tomahawks.
You want to do a tomahawk? You want to do one?
Should we do one? Let's do one.
All right,
let's do one.
Okay.
Yeah, just because, I mean, people love the tomahawks, man.
So if we do the tomahawk, you're going to go this the same way that we did here, or are we going to go and peel the meat off and then cut?
I would take this last one, because this rib up here is typically
shorter.
It doesn't have as much good meat on it. There's a lot of fat on this rib.
Okay. So and that's stuff you're going to separate.
Right. Okay. So I would
we'll tomahawk that end.
Yeah. Yeah. I would find where that bone is up there. Bonk right there. Come down, make a cut. So here, and then we can tomahawk this guy.
Yeah, baby.
Tomahawk.
Take this guy. You know, how much meat do you want on it? I like to take this stuff off.
Yep.
Yep. Bubble gum. Bubble gum fat.
Bubble gum fat. I love that term. Then we want to say, well, you know, where do we want to go on this one? So I usually...
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right there. So something like that. And just like...
It's French in the bones, basically.
Yeah, lots of different ways to do it. You know, I'm just doing it this one way today.
Yeah.
You take the back of the knife then.
Okay.
Not to destroy the blade too much if I've got a good knife.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just need to get in there. Lots of different ways of doing these ones.
As a dorky chef, I've bought a gajillion knives in my life.
Yeah.
Do you do the same thing as a butcher?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I've actually started hiding my knives at the shop.
Oh yeah, you have.
Everyone starts using them. Here's
my
really new knives. I'll just leave them up. No one's going to use them. They're coming in there dead.
You find one in a sanitation bucket on the floor. What the fuck?
Big bend in the end of it or something.
Eat your face!
Is that like a kitchen rule? Don't use the other.
It's just kind of an unspoken rule of like you do not never rub another man's rhubarb.
Fair enough.
And
does that make sense?
All I want to do on this one is just square it off a little.
Yeah.
This will go to trim or whatever you guys are making with it.
That's lunch right there. I'm going to snack.
We got and now you could tie it up and. Guys.
Wow.
It's easier to peel these off, so it's kind of a cool tomahawk.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Nice
little steak if you guys
want. That's lunch.
Steak it up.
That's lunch.
I'm gonna take a photo of this tomahawk right here.
So yeah, this rib for me is like
there's not much going on there.
Not much going on. It's great for burger.
Great for burger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's cut it down. So that's why we like utilize.
Fat.
Yeah, it's mainly fat.
You'll see, Evan, as more of these kind of demonstrations go on. Why did we cut it like that? Because it fits in the grinder hole.
Yeah, so it's so true.
You almost always think in your mind when because you don't want to go back through your piles of meat and have to reorganize and cut each one to fit. So as you're butchering and you know where your burger grind pile is, you always cut them into the, to the shape that fits into
long strips.
Yeah.
So ribeyes and then short plate.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Sweet.
For sure.
So we're just looking like again how long do we want our ribeyes? I'm just gonna go roughly. So it looks like a little Nike Air Max. I love this little weird muscle. It always looks like Nike Air Max. So I'm just gonna cut it off there. Got my little line.
Wait for it.
There we go.
Okay.
So just go off.
You know what question we didn't ask that we wanted to ask?
Go for it.
How do you feel about speed butchering competitions?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Respect to the people who do it.
No kidding, right?
Because
It's crazy.
Insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're insane how good they are. I'm relatively quick, but compared to those people, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I see somebody, this English butcher, an actual English butcher who's still in England, bone out a whole chuck in like 3.5 minutes.
Dude, and it's hanging.
That was on the table. Yeah, it's on the table.
God.
That's nuts, dude. That is nuts.
How long would it take you guys to do that?
To bone out a whole chuck?
Yeah.
Probably 4 times as long as it would take Kevin. So like 15 minutes.
It'll take me quite a while for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this guy off.
So what is this part here?
This is like the lifter meat. It's great left on short ribs, or it's good if you're dry aging stuff. It protects the actual meat down here, but it doesn't eat very well as a steak, because this is gonna take.
We sell rib lifter little finger steaks if it's Wagyu.
Wagyu.
Oh, yeah.
Rib
Yeah.
lifter, yeah.
We have
People
a couple
love
little.
that.
We have a couple little pieces out there right now. Yeah, baby.
So now we've boiled it down here to the ribeye.
Yeah.
Bone off.
Yeah.
So bone in.
Yeah, bone
so
in. I'm sorry. Yeah.
these would be our beef baby back ribs here.
Okay.
Going up into the bigger ribs. So we'll take these off when we're doing boneless ribeyes, and we use a lot of these. They're one of my favourite cuts. But for ribeyes, you can just straight cut these down the bone there. You can do boneless ribeyes. Yeah, I mean, for bone in.
Why don't we do one cote de boeuf?
Cool. Let's do it. Let's do it on
Yeah.
this end.
What is a cote de boeuf?
What about the French trimmed one?
Cote de boeuf is more or less a 2-bone center cut ribeye, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like when you're in a French restaurant, that's the kicker if you're working meat station. Like, fire a cote de boeuf. Fuck. Here we go.
So are you firing that raw?
Yeah.
So how long does
Yeah.
it
So
take?
if you have 3 or 4 cote de boeuf, it's usually a specialty because it's going to feed a 2-top or a 3-top, right?
Yeah.
And then you get your entremet station where you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna choose the, cream spinach or whatever your sides are with the cote de boeuf.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're cooking that from raw to finished and rested and all the goodies,
Oh yeah.
you got an hour and a half cook time.
Yeah, you
right?
really
So
have. Yeah.
So-
about an hour and a half pickup.
those of that's an unacceptable time for dinner. So those of us who've done that and worked in those restaurants before, if you have cote de boeuf, you generally have 3 or 4 a night or whatever.
Yeah.
And hopefully at least 2 are pre-sold.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and it's not the 9 o'clock reservation. It's the 5:30 or 7 o'clock reservation because you're like,
cote de boeuf.
shit, dude. Yeah, fire that double cut,
So up
pork chop
until
at 9 o'clock.
up until recently, until last year, my head butcher Dylan. I'm always happy to learn new techniques. He spent some time out in Australia, and he showed me this technique of peeling these off so quick. And I was like, shit. He said, "You want to race me doing this?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm really quick." And then he did this technique and like beat me easily. See, Dylan, I listen. So this is a good technique.
Kudos, Dylan.
So you score the bone on every side. And here, I'll sometimes now turn the knife backwards and make sure
okay.
get right in.
I like that.
Really separate the sinews.
It's a grip I've never seen before.
And then down along. And what you should be able to do, it's a lot easier
Just
on the
peel,
big ones.
right?
Yep. I'll see if I can get. Once you get there, you go.
Lovely.
Yeah, so you can.
I once saw somebody do that
then you
with
don't really need
a steel.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they did the same idea: score, and then score the back right there, and then just went.
Oh shit! I like that.
Chopped it out.
Right off. Yeah.
So many cool ways of doing it.
Yeah.
But that's a good way of not having to kind of destroy the knife. You know, you might get
for sure.
there, but
Oh no, that's super clean. That's beautiful.
and then obviously you just tie it up
tie
and
that baby up.
just a coat the booth or yeah. I love those.
Kidding me?
Look at
Look at that shit.